diagnosed with stage 4 cancer, ovarian cancer. Well, I thought, okay, here, Lord, he's testing me again here. This is a big, heavy burden on my shoulders here to worry about. Well, Mom was 81 years old at that time when she was diagnosed with cancer. We didn't think she would make it, but she did. She's 88 now. She still shops at Chico's. She wears high heel shoes and boots, and she's doing extremely well. When I spoke on Tuesday morning last week, right after I left, I got the phone call that they had rushed her to the hospital. I'm frantic now. My faith is being tested again. I'm trying to find a flight, but she's okay. I found out the next day that she was in the garage giving people orders about how to set up for the garage sale. So God is really good. He really has been testing my faith along the way. Well, 2 years ago, I have every disease that you could possibly imagine. Diabetes, high blood pressure, thyroid problems, you name it, I've got it. Because of that, I go into the doctor quarterly to get checked. Well, I went in for my checkup, and the doctor told me she saw some things that weren't quite right. And I asked her, I said, should I be worried? And she said, well, we'll just wait and see. Well, when I came back after all the tests were run, she told me I had cancer, a rare form, multiple myeloma. Well, when you hear that C word, that cancer word, automatically I think of death, doom. I'm done with. And we talked about my quality of life, how long I was going to make it. And then I went home, and I fell into my husband's arms again, and I cried. I cried. I cried. And I began to ask the Lord and question him once again, why is this happening to me? Why am I going through this? Well, I finally kind of got over that pity party because of the teachings and the conversations that I had with my current pastor, Pastor Rodney Waller. I learned how to take that as a strength that I could possibly use later, and I stopped focusing on myself. Here's another thing that happened. The doctors decided that I needed a stem cell transplant. And I thought, wow, this is a lot. So we visited my doctors, we talked to friends, and I just couldn't make up my mind if that was really what I needed to do. What happened was the Father sent me a man of faith to my husband and I. He was one of the doctors. And it was so comforting and peaceful to talk to him. He didn't reassure me an extended life, because no one can guarantee you that. But it was just his words that were very, very comforting, and knowing that he was a man of faith that helped us make the decision. And I said, oh, sign me up. I am ready to have this transplant. Well, a funny thing happened. And you ask me, I know you wonder how I've been able to manage through all of these trials and tribulations. One thing was meeting Joel Osteen in my life, having him in my life. I began to read all of his books. I educated myself about multiple myeloma. I learned that when I looked back, the Lord had been with me all this time. So when I was 21 and moved to New Jersey, I was a party animal. I mean, I really partied hard. And he was still there with me through all of that. My circle of friends began to change as well. Not intentionally. I didn't go out intentionally looking for a change of friends. It just automatically changed. I began to have women, phenomenal women, come into my life that were very strong and very spiritual. I began to really realize what having a personal relationship with the Father meant. It meant that I could talk to him just like I'm talking to you now, and that he is in control of my life, and I have to trust and lean on him. Well, my transplant went well, as you can see. I lost all of my hair, and it's back. I know that's probably a little insightful to think about your hair, but we women love our hair, and I was very happy to have that back. But I would urge you to really think about having a personal relationship. Having people in your life that can give you encouragement and inspire you, if it's a book, if it's a friend. It really worked for me. It's still working for me. Do I know where I stand today? My doctors told me, he told me about 2 weeks ago, he said, "You're perfect." And I thought, perfect? Okay. I'm not perfect. I'm still a work in progress. Every day is a work in progress. But through this, I also learned to appreciate when my feet hit the floor in the morning. I get a chance to see another day, to do something else good. I love where I work because of the work that we do. The people that I work with are very passionate about helping other people. I'm in a perfect place that way. So I encourage you today, look at your lives, touch someone else's life, and hopefully they'll touch someone else's life. And really lean on the Lord, because I really don't know who else I would lean on and who else I would care to lean on to get us through these terrible times. Thank you very much.